Are you ready? It is my great pleasure to welcome you this evening to our announcement event, where finally we will know who our new music director is. My name is Ellen Jones, president of the Amarillo Symphony Board of Directors. And the Board of Directors would like to thank Laura Street and the search committee for all their hard work, effort, and enormous amount of time in the search for our new music director. As we enjoyed concerts from each of the three candidates, the committee was busy during the week evaluating the candidates. And on Sunday, after each concert, they met to continue their evaluation. Thanks to their hard work, we can anticipate great things as our new music director helps us fulfill our mission to infuse the Amarillo community with an unbridled enthusiasm for the performance and discovery of great orchestral music. As I turn the next portion of our announcement event over to Laura, please join me in thanking her for her leadership and dedication.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You didn't have to do that. You're making it hard on me, you know. The search committee has embarked upon a journey that's lasted for 2 years. And during that time, the committee met at least monthly, if not more, to review 217 applications from 15 countries. We looked at videos, we read reviews, and this was all for our music director position. And yes, we became well acquainted as a committee, as a group, and everyone made a huge effort to take this seriously in order to find the right conductor for us. And I would like to introduce the members of the committee, and if you will please stand up when I say your name, and we'll hold our applause until the end. We had 12 musicians, 12 non-musicians. I was one of the nons because I don't know that much about it, but it was really an interesting experience, to say the least. Neil Nossaman, Alice Hyde, Rhett Plank, Jeff Booth, Adair Buckner, Jerry McKay, Tina Carpenter, Manny Lopez, Becky Casso, Keith Redpath, Mike Ellis, and Nick Scales. Thank you so much for what you have done. It truly was a bonding experience for all of us. All three of our finalists are extremely talented, educated, and experienced. We would have thrived under the baton of any one of them. However, the search committee developed a profile for our perfect fit, which included work with patrons, community, youth education, administration, and fundraising. But the music was always our first priority. We had to make sure that whoever we chose, the music was number one. So, our choice for the next music director and conductor embodies all of the profile criteria in some way and has become the person we think is the best fit for our orchestra and our community. He is passionate, energetic, focused, and enthusiastic. He knows what he wants and he knows how to get it. He's really fun because when he talks about volumes of sound layered and flowing around the musicians, oh my gosh. And into the hall, of course, was part of that. He wants so urgently to work with youth in and out of the classroom and faculty and students at both Amarillo College and West Texas A&M University. He said to me, Laura, just give me a baton and 1 or 2 musicians, and I promise I can go into a classroom and create an experience for children. I want them to love music. He has wonderful ideas about family concerts and experiences. All of our surveys were filled with enthusiastic, positive comments about him. And oh yes, did I say that he was a hit with the orchestra? That is important. He can work with any section of the orchestra and give instruction in technique and interpretation. He is direct, he is respectful, he's so professional. And remember, the music is #1. Thank you so much.
Since its creation in 1924, 16 visionary and talented musicians have donned the title of maestro, music director, and conductor, and led the Amarillo Symphony to its enviable legacy of 88 successful seasons. Grace Hamilton, Hall Axtell, Ellis B. Hall, Christian Thlow, T. Duncan Stewart, and Edgar Parsons, H.L. Robinson, Murray Meeker, James Flory, Robert Louis Barron, A. Clyde Roller, Thomas Hostat, Thomas Conlon, Robert Bernhardt, James Sedepin, and Kimbo Ichieto. Armed with a clear mission from the Amarillo Symphony Board of Directors, 14 brave and tenacious volunteers, including Executive Director Susan White, 3 Amarillo Symphony Board members, 6 Amarillo Symphony musicians, 3 community members, and Chairwoman Laura Street began their worldwide search in May of 2011 for music director and conductor number 17, who will lead the Amarillo Symphony in its 89th season and beyond.
And we put the word out to all the usual places that you put out for a music director, and what came back were 213 applications from all over the world, and what was really interesting, from all different areas of education and experience and what they wanted to do according to their resumes and their career statements with their lives.
Over 200 applications poured in from 15 countries: Austria, Brazil, Bulgaria, Canada, Chile, Germany, Great Britain, Ireland, Italy, Mexico, Portugal, Russia, Scotland, Spain, and the United States.
We had to define ourselves as an orchestra and as an organization to be able to say, this is the kind of conductor and music director we need. The challenge was, how are we going to narrow that down to 3 finalists? And the search committee, I have to say, in living with each other for 2 years through this process, they came on Saturdays. We spent all day Saturday going through videos, resumes, talking about education. Of course, the musicians had to teach the non-musicians on that search committee about, what are we looking for here as far as music was concerned. We wrote a music director profile that gave us the things that we wanted in terms of musicology or artistic direction, administration, and community perspective.
Half of our committee is made up of musicians, and it was very interesting and exciting to hear their perspective on what they needed from a musical director and conductor. And my background was as a community member and an audience member, and so it was interesting to see the subtle differences between those two focuses.
Well, honestly, of course, I wanted a top-level musician. We all agreed on that. That's something. Personally, my little side is because I'm kind of so heavily involved in all these different community organizations here and see the connections between WT and the school district and all. And I hold out that hope for someone who's very connected to those ideas and works really hard at keeping those connections in an area like this where we just have to all work together. We can't, any one being particularly weak pulls us all down.
I love the symphony, I love the orchestra, and I think that it is such a jewel for Amarillo. It's one of our treasures, and so I'm honored to be a part of it and be involved in any way I can. And it's just it's really a work of love. I mean, it's just pure joy for me. So yeah, it was a lengthy process and involved a lot of time, but it was a labor of love.
We had over 200 candidates apply, and that was really well, in my mind, it was quite extraordinary. I was thinking, how in the world could we possibly do due diligence with over 200 applications. And so we broke into smaller groups, and then those groups came back with the top of their list, and then we would discuss them as a group, as a whole, and consider them. So we were able to whittle down the over 200 to finally 90 candidates. And we decided it was very important we had to see their conducting styles in order to really judge them properly. And so we requested DVDs from all those 90 candidates, and we watched each one of them.
We finally narrowed it down to 3 candidates for our finalists. And we did Skype interviews actually for the last 10, and we narrowed it down to 3 and decided to bring them in. And those 3 were so different, and we chose those 3 because of their differences. We knew that we needed a music director who was going to be a great fit for us all the way around. But did we know what that fit should be? Not yet. We had to have them come in and have them work with us, talk with us, show us what they can do, show us what they want for the future before we would know which one would be the right fit. All 3 of them are wonderful when it comes to music.
I did get to meet all 3 of them, and I, so many people said, and I agree, that we couldn't do wrong. We couldn't make a bad choice, and I did agree with that. But I also have to think that we got the best one.
Our new conductor has some very exciting education programs that he would like to try here in Amarillo. They're very systemic and vertical, starting with the very youngest of our students, growing it in through middle school into high school, and hopefully culturing our young people, the 20-somethings, and make the symphony have a foot in the past and very reverent. I think he has a great reverence for the past, musically and for the Amarillo community, but he also has some great, energetic, new ideas that the youth, I think, will be very, very attracted to. I'm excited because I can't wait to invite my students to come to concerts, and I think he wants to have them more involved. Instead of just passive listening, he really wants to encourage and develop the audience as active listeners, people who are really invested in the music.
He's so full of ideas, he's so innovative that it's inspiring, and it just makes you want to be involved and help him succeed, because he has some wonderful ideas that this community is going to be exposed to.
I think we're going to have somebody here that has an ability to go out and drum up and fire up the community, to bring new things, make new things happen, just create a new dynamic, a new excitement within the community. We got the best one.
Oh, wow. This is the most fun part. To know what we know as a committee about all 3 of our finalists, who were so wonderful. The hardest thing in the world is to try and choose from those 3 finalists. But to come to the person that we chose, now that is finished, now we can look forward to the future. Now we can really see the passion, the energy, the wonderful education, the wonderful experience, the idea that this person has about youth, about community, the ideas that he has about fundraising and development, which is sometimes unusual with the music director, about what they want to do to make the Amarillo Symphony Orchestra the organization, the nonprofit organization of our community, to become the organization of civic stature, not only for our patrons in the audience, but for the whole community.
He had done his homework, and he saw what a wonderful reputation our symphony enjoyed.
He came across as so unpretentious, yet confident in who he is and what he's doing. Yeah, he's going to fit us well.
Strong, clear leadership, confident, poised.
Musicality, he is superb, and that's very exciting.
He's very direct. He knows exactly what he wants, but that's one of the reasons we loved this man.
He's so full of ideas, he's so innovative that it's inspiring.
I think the possibilities for the Amarillo Symphony are, the sky's the limit. I think we're going to go in a very, the word's not aggressive, but we're going to go like a rocket. We're going to lay down a trail, and we're going to follow that trail, and nothing's going to get in our way.
Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the 17th music director and conductor of the Amarillo Symphony.
Wow. What a great reception you have given me. Thank you so much for welcoming me here. I really cannot express in words how I feel at the moment. I will try. But I am just thrilled that you guys have chosen me to lead your wonderful orchestra you have here. I'm so honored that you have allowed me the opportunity to take this organization to new heights, to take this organization to new places, and I just can't tell you how thrilled I am that I have this opportunity. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for your time and generosity, and just to see you all here and to see how many people are here gets me even more excited, because I know there's love for this orchestra. I know there's love in the community for what the orchestra does and what we bring, and I'm just here to help us move it forward and to do even more of what we have been doing. You know, one thing I try to tell people is that I want to be a 21st century conductor. I want to be someone who brings us into the future proudly. Of course, I am someone who loves to preserve our past and enjoy the rich repertoire we have. I also believe in new American music very, very much, as you have heard on some of my concerts, of course, that you attended this past season. But at the same time, we have to figure out ways to engage people. We have to figure out ways to bring in not only a younger generation, but we have to engage all levels of everybody here in this community, from the very little guys, the little youth, to the millennials who can't put their iPhones down, to the people who, the generation of my generation who love the orchestra but maybe have, you know, come off of it lately and haven't really enjoyed it, and also to everyone who loves it already. We have to sort of tap into many different facets, and that's really important to me. I want to explore what the possibilities of an American orchestra can be. A lot of orchestras around the country are having issues with trying to figure out their relevancy within the community. Luckily here, there's a very strong community backing, so that's great. But I want to explore how relevant we can actually become. What can we do as an organization to become even more relevant to the people who not only love us, but the people who don't know anything about us? And that's something I want to try to achieve in my tenure here. I also want to sort of start a quest. You know, I want us to sort of dream and shoot for the stars a little bit. I want us to sort of look upward and figure out what it is we're all about. What is our meaning? What is our purpose? Why are we doing what we're doing? You know, I mean, as a musician, you know, as a former tuba player inside of me, I knew I loved music. These guys to my left love music. They love playing together in groups, and obviously I loved playing in an orchestra. But now that I'm standing in front of the orchestra, what is my role as a leader? What do I need to do to sort of move us forward, to sort of capture the imagination of the community so that they understand what our living art can achieve? I mean, we all know here, I mean, everyone here loves music and everyone loves this orchestra, and that's great. And we all know what it can do to our souls. It can fill our spiritual cup up, it can move us, it can transform us, it can take us to places we've never been, maybe. And that's something we need to explore, and I just hope that I'm someone who can do that for you, because music has been in my life since I was very young, and it has brought me to this point, which is definitely the pinnacle of my sort of career, both as a playing professional and as a conductor. And I'm just so honored that I'm here to be able to take the vision I have and sort of lead it forward. So as we start this new season, We have some very exciting things. I don't know if I'm allowed to give away too much, but I do want to let you know that we have some incredible things we're going to happen. First of all, like I said, I want to preserve the art form. I'm not someone who's going to come in and try to tear down the walls of classical music. I mean, that's not my role. My role is to sort of preserve it and present it in new, fresh, engaging ways. But at the same time, we have to keep supporting young, new American composers as well. And we have such an exciting lineup this season because almost every concert, I think all concerts except for maybe one, we are doing a new piece of music, or at least a piece of music by someone who's still alive. And to me, that's new. But that's one facet of sort of exploring the role of the orchestra. I mean, at some point in time, Beethoven had a premiere, and when Beethoven 9 was about to premiere, people came from all directions to come hear it. When Brahms' First Symphony was finally going to be performed, people wanted to know what that was going to sound like. There wasn't this stigma about new music. And so there's so many wonderful young, energetic, exciting composers out there that we need to celebrate and sort of push. And the vehicle of the orchestra is such a wonderful way to do that. I also want to explore different formats. I want to enhance the concert experience. As we know, sometimes we get stuck in a rut and we think, oh, well, we're going to have a concert, we're going to have our intermission, we're going to have our soloist, and we're going to have an overture, and we're going to have a symphony, and that's great, and we're going to do it. Yes. Well, that is great, and that is wonderful, and that's part of what we do. But at the same time, we have to engage new people. We have to engage people who not only have never come, but people who might be interested but not sure what they're going to get. So how do we do that? How do we grab the attention of people who've never come before? And to me, I find it very simple. It's just a few format tweaks, a few little changes here and there, a few enhancements to the concert, and we're going to grab new people. We're doing all kinds of things with different visual artists this year. We're doing stuff with visual artists, we're doing stuff with actors, we're doing stuff with lighting, we're doing stuff with in-house video. We've got all kinds of plans to sort of bring the modern American orchestra to a new place. I mean, the orchestra itself, the American orchestra itself, has a wonderful tradition of innovation, of using technology to sort of help push its message forward. And we need to do that here in Amarillo, because I think that's going to incite not only our community, but it's going to get more people attracted to what we do. And I'm sorry, what we do is the best ticket in town. We have the greatest thing here. So, I want us to be leaders in collaborations. I want us to be leaders in collaborations with artists, but also with educational institutions. I want us to be really engaged with young people, and I'm talking about high school kids, middle school kids. We need to perform concerts for them that are extremely interactive, that get them excited, and have them walking out of the hall saying to themselves, I have never seen anything like that. I have never been around anything like that. Because there is nothing on the radio or TV or even in the movie theater that can sort of recreate the magic and the energy and the enthusiasm that we can do on stage with musicians together. So that's something that, you know, is really, really important to me. But deep, deep down, I really want to just promote what we do, this great art, and I want to just have hair-raising performances. I want to bring excitement back to the concert hall. I want us all to be leaving a concert just thinking, wow, that was so fun, that was so amazing, or maybe we're in tears. Who knows? I want to stir our emotions. You know, I want us to leave having been moved. Something inside of us was moved. Something inside of us was felt. And I want every concert we do, every last concert, to be an event. Something that just cannot be missed, so that you're looking forward to the next event. And I have to tell you, not every concert's going to be the same. We're going to be trying a lot of different things, but if you don't come to one, you're going to miss out on what we tried, and we're going to see what it is that sticks. I mean, I don't have all the answers, and I told them that when I was interviewing here. I don't have every answer, but I do have a vision of what the possibilities are. And I think if we explore them and try them, we're going to find some really unique places we're going to go to. So, in my opinion, we're going to shoot for the moon, shoot for the stars, and see what happens. And I'm just so thrilled you guys had me here. I can't believe this is really happening. This is all kind of surreal, actually, but it's a really great moment. I'm so honored to be here. I want to thank Laura Street. I want to thank Ellen Jones. I want to thank the entire search committee. Of course, I want to thank Sue White, and I especially want to thank all the musicians of the Amarillo Symphony who put a lot of great energy and time and extra effort and extra time to come down and do something special on stage together. We have a great community. We have an amazing amazing concert hall. We have people who love the organization, and you just hired someone who has a lot of energy and won't stop until he's achieved a lot of the goals he wants, which is make this orchestra just really exciting for everybody of all ages. So thank you so much. I look forward to getting to know you all in the future, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So glad you're here. So glad you're here. Oh, you did great. You did great. Thank you. Well, I hope you can see why the search committee chose Giacomo. He is going to be extremely involved with our organization, so we feel very fortunate. We are also thankful and fortunate that the City of Amarillo and our mayor supports the success of the Amarillo Symphony, and we appreciate the mayor's dedication in supporting our cause. So please join me in welcoming Mayor Harpole.
On behalf of the City of Amarillo and the commissioners, we want to say welcome. We don't gather like this every Monday night to welcome new residents, but Giacomo, you are the newest resident of Amarillo, and we welcome you. For almost 90 years, the symphony, the board, the guild, all the different groups that support the symphony, the citizens, not just of this city, but of the region, have worked hard to get to this point. And I think this decision ensures that the future will be bright, that young people will become involved. When we had a little audition with the 3 different choices, the impression I took away was this is somebody, I did not know the choice till tonight, this was somebody that could inspire young people to be more involved and to gather a spirit that we just can't deny. And with all the things that have happened in our city since 2006 with the Globe News Center and the plans to grow around that, from the inspiration the citizens, when they made that donation to the city, gave the city to move forward, and what's being acted on now to further that, I think you'll have an exciting time in our city. We welcome you. We thank you for all your efforts. And again, we thank those dedicated volunteers that have put this evening together from all the work and all the dedication that goes into years of success with this symphony. Thank you.